Amanda here. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited that you are joining me, and I am going to be using some of my sermon notes that I took just last weekend during church, and I'm going to be using that and transferring it into my Bible. I do have a video on this little guy that I will link down below, so you can check out just kind of my little walk through this book and how I've been working through it. But I am going to be actually journaling this page here, and actually I'm not even using the focus verses, but I am getting into the connection that our pastor made for a different verse. So that is what I'm going to be working on. I'm in Matthew 9, and our pastor has been talking about a series called Do You Even Lift? And this week was all about having friend power and just your influences around you and who is around you and how they can influence you. And so here's just kind of a little peek at my notes, and I will also link my church's sermons in the description below. So if this seems like something that you want to listen to, go ahead and check that out, centralonline.tv, and it is a really good series. We're on the second installment, so this was the first week, and then this is the second week. I am also going to make this kind of my focus, so you can't live your best life with the wrong people. And I also love this here, you need to put yourself in the right space for a miracle. So if any of those things kind of jump out to you, that's something that you need to listen to at this point in your journey, go ahead and listen to that sermon. That's what I'm going to be journaling about today. I'm going to be using this sticker. I just thought that it went kind of well with that theme, and so I've been waiting to use it, and it's going to fit perfectly in my illustrating Bible. This will become available in February, so keep your eye out for that on Dayspring, and I believe any other like Christian bookstore, things like that. Just be on the lookout for that. But I'm going to be using this sticker, and I do have some paint colors that I'm going to try. I'll show you the colors that I have here: bright teal, lilac, robin's egg, deep sea. I'm going to try and combine those and make a beautiful colored background. These are all from Target, so you can pick those up. I just have a dry paintbrush, my adhesive, because I am going to be making a tab using a everyday paint card. So if you are ever at Home Depot or Lowe's or Walmart or anything like that, these actually make really cool tabs. So I'm going to show you how I use that with my We Are Memory Keepers tab punch, and we're just going to get started and see where it takes me. I'll definitely maybe try including obviously some of my takeaways from the sermon using my Bible study notebook, and I'm just wanting you guys to come along on the ride with me. So let's go ahead and put you on fast forward and get started. As I mentioned, I am going to start by getting some paint on the page. I just kind of use this sticker to see where I want the paint to be and how I want it to kind of frame the page, and that just gives me a little reference of where I want items to be. And you'll see in a second, I'm actually going to cut that sticker out and kind of have a little bit of a better idea after I get this first layer of paint down on the page. I am using a paint card to get the paint on the page. I just put a little bit on the edge of this card. You can use an old gift card, anything like that. And I just kind of fold the card and put some pressure. And then this technique is not super perfect, so you do not know where the paint is going to end up or really how big of a splotch of paint you're going to have. So just be mindful when you do use this technique. It will kind of give you that messy mixed media look. You can see there, like I said, I cut around that sticker, just gives me a little bit of a better idea, and I am gonna keep it on the page for these next paint splotches. And I'm just using a dry brush to get that down. I started with my darker color and I'm working my way up to the lightest color. I like taking my paint and going in different directions. I just think it makes a really cool look on the page and makes it a little bit more messy and a little bit more interesting. And so you can choose to make your paint strokes go all the same way, or you can do it like I did it here with the dry brush and have it go all different ways. Now I'm using the color Robin's Egg just for a little bit of a touch, just to lighten it up. Sorry about the lighting. When I get into the shadow, it tends to turn pink and I have no idea why. But I am just taking that Robin's Egg color that's gonna end up matching my tab really well. Like I said, I'm gonna use that paint card up at the top, the paint chipboard piece, and I'm gonna tab that out in just a little bit, but that is why I wanted to introduce that Robin's Egg color. And now I'm using a super pointy, fine paintbrush, and I'm using the lilac color to create these little crosses on my page just for a pop of something extra, but it still went with those colors. I think this is my new favorite technique, to do these little crosses with the super skinny paintbrush. I highly suggest, if you have not tried that with acrylic paint, to definitely do that. This technique that I'm doing right now if you are not new to my channel, it should not be new to you, with the black ink splatters. I thought that would look really nice with the black lettering that is going to be on the sticker. I just thought it would bring all of the colors together, and that was my thought process behind that. Like I said, I do have the sermon linked down below, so if any of those key topics really stood out to you, I do highly suggest listening to that sermon. The connecting verse that really stuck out for me was in Matthew chapter 9, where I'm journaling, verse 23 through 26. Jesus basically tells the people who are mocking him and who are laughing to leave so he can perform a miracle. And that is where my journaling came from, where I just say that you can't live your best life with the wrong people. And sometimes we need to ask people who are negative influences to leave and to get out and to not be part of that negative influence in our life anymore. And that was a huge part of the sermon. Really, the focus verses that we were talking about in our sermon series comes from Romans chapter 12, and we're going through that entire chapter through this series. So if that kind of is something that you want to read through, I highly suggest that. It's been really great doing that. You can see here, there's my tab punch. I just incorporated all three of the colors on this little chip paint board, and that is going to be my tab, and it matches that Robin's Egg perfectly. I'm now fishing through my word fetty, and I end up putting "be yourself" on the tab, and that just is a reminder to me to stand up for myself, stand up for what I believe in, and to not let others influence my decisions or what I'm doing, and to let God be the ultimate influencer. I decide I need a little bit of purple on that tab just to make it pop. So I decide to go to my homespun alphas, and I find the little white heart, and I use the same skinny paintbrush with the lilac paint, and I just paint a really thin layer over the white alphas, and I'm gonna stick it after it dries in that little space on the tab just to kind of fill it in. And if you have not purchased these white homespun alphas, I highly suggest that you do. I love the white ones because you can take markers or paint and you can really make them any color that you want. So if that is something that you think is a really cool technique, I highly suggest checking out those alphabets at Dayspring You can go through the link down below. If you click on the Bible study notes link, it will take you to that same website. You can add both to your cart, and you can even recreate this page because the sticker book that has the big brush lettering is also at that website. So definitely check that out if you're trying to recreate this page. If you do any of the same techniques that I did, including like using the paint card for a tab or painting the white alpha stickers in any of your posts, make sure to tag me so I can see what you're working on. I would love to see that, and make sure to comment down below if you liked the video or what you want to see more of. If you listened to the sermon, also comment down below and let me know your thoughts. I would love to start a conversation on that. And be sure to follow me on Instagram at Ro Writes. I love getting new followers on there as well, and I try and post on there daily. So I'm going to leave you with some close-ups. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will be on very shortly. Bye-bye.